Welcome, I'm Bill Wake. This is my weekly summary of the work we've done on Twitch. We're working on a game called Betwist. This past week, we improved our top level view. We had the ability to choose to make a new game. We let you rotate the board with some animation, and we've improved the display of the guesses. Let's have a demo and do a code walkthrough. All right, so we've changed some things on the view. I know we were changing it last week at the end, so I'm not quite sure which things are new or not, but we've added these rotate buttons. We added the new game for sure. I think we moved that around a little bit, and that sounds about it. I'm not sure. I think we were edge to edge before. Right, but let's see if this is in our dictionary. Yes. Okay, so this works a little differently now. It's somewhat similar, but we limit ourselves to only the last three words, and we let you show more. And in this view, we've sorted things by length and by name. I guess you can't tell because we only have one of each. But before, it just gave one list kind of in most recently added order. And I think this will be better. At some point, we're going to have the system tell what it found on the right, I think. We'll see. That's a future work. All right. And I don't know, what other knots? No. Okay. Ants. All right. It's good word for October, Halloween season. All right. And you can see there the words that have the same length are together. And also we added this notion of kind of this greenish color, this accent color we're using. If we added the word for you, so I entered goths, but I get goth for free, so that comes up in green now. All right, and then rotation. When I press the button, the board's going to twist around, and we'll see the same letters, but viewed kind of sideways. Okay, so either direction, back to our original. All right, and I think that's pretty well it for this week. All right, and then the code that we did, let me focus on the rotation first. The core of it here is on the grid, that colored glass looking section. We have a rotation effect for angle, and angle is defined as state, and it starts out 0. And when you do a rotate, let's find that button. Here's rotate left. In that process, we say with animation, and we say set the angle to -90. So rotated one twist to the left. And then when it's done with the actual rotation, we tell it to run a completion to restore the angle to 0. So in effect, we're rotating the view and then modifying the model behind it. And then they kind of get back in sync that the model already got the letters and the angle gets set back. So the new letters show up in the right place. And then switching to the right is very similar. It's just 90 degrees the other way. I haven't tried to kind of abstract that, but they're pretty close. Okay, so that worked pretty well. We tried several other things. I don't know if you saw our original. We didn't have repeated grids. We just had the main grid, and we just kind of dragged a whole column to the other side or a whole row up or down. This is a little nicer effect, I think. It lets you know something happened anyway. There's still some funniness to it, I think, but we'll come back to that for more. All right, and then the other one, the big one, was the answer detail view. Modifying it, here's that accent color. So if the word was entered by the user, like I entered goths, I get black color for that word. Otherwise, I get the accent color, which is that kind of greenish mint color. And, for the words that were not entered by the user, they were prefixes added in. Otherwise, this is just an iteration over the loop. We divide it into sections based on the size, because we're tracking the size of the words now, and then walk through the list in each group. All right, let me show you the data structure for that. I think it'll help make sense. Here's this answers by length. So before, we just had a list of values, and we just showed them in whatever order they ended up in based on kind of sticking the new stuff in the front. Now we're mostly using answers by length for things. So it keeps track of, for every word, of again, length, what a list of answers that have that length. All right, and that's how we can do that sorted array, sorted display. All right, and so if the reason we keep this values around still is we have one facility that says, I want to preview the last three words you entered. And so this structure is not convenient for that. So we just keep a small array for that. And you can see here, if we get too many for the preview, we just remove the last one we added, or the first one we added, I guess, the last element. And that works fine. But all the other stuff computes itself by looking at answers by length, and basically a couple of reduce functions to compute, how many words or letters, and that all works pretty well, I think. So a kind of a big change in the data structure for a small class anyway, into something that lets us do that sorted display, sorted by letters, sorted by name, and colored correctly. Coming up, we're going to go back to that problem of how to show words the system found. This is going to interact a bit with new game. I want you to be able to look at the words the system found and then go back and review the board somehow. And if you've once you've done that, I shouldn't let you add more words. And there's just a little bit of a state machine in there. Another thing we might do is try a trie, which is a data structure that's good at looking up partial words, I guess you'd say. And I think it can quickly enough, I'm hoping it's quickly able to tell us, is this a word and is it a prefix of other words, which are the two things we need from it. If we do this, it's really in hopes of improved performance. I don't know if it'll be fast enough or not. If it's not, we'll probably just put our original computation in a thread, manage the state. So if you try and look at it too soon, it tells you it's still working, and go on from there. But I'm hopeful the tree structure, some people say try, but it does build a sort of tree based on the next letter. And so the lookup is in terms of order the number of letters in your word, not order the number of words in your dictionary. The cost is the space is pretty high to do that. So we'll see. I mean, we're not using all that much space, but we have 250,000 words in our dictionary. So that will certainly turn into megabytes of information if we do this data structure. All right. And another thing we're looking at is maybe some sound. I'd like to get this publishable, if not published, but I think a little bit of sound would help. And then also I have some ideas around how do we draw the boards? Can we make tessellations out of them and play around with that? That's kind of nice to have. I don't think we'll finish that in a week. If we do the try, I imagine that'll take us a day or two, and we'll see what comes on. Interacting with the new game and the system words and all that could be another couple days. We might not even get to sound. We'll see. If you'd like to join us, we meet Monday through Thursday, 2 to 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time or 6 to 8:30 p.m. UTC. However, I'm not available this coming week, so sessions are on hold until November 4th. If you come to xp123.com/Twitch when I'm back, we'll have the live session, or you can go to xp123.com/YouTube and see the old sessions. They're time delayed and lightly editing. Thanks for watching. Hope you can catch us sometime. Bye-bye.